Who do you have in your space, in your inner circle? When you look around, are you surrounded by people who motivate you and encourage you, inspire you, and root for you, and lift you up when you are in your dark spaces? Sometimes when we look around, we have to question people's intentions and motives. So when you look at your space, and this can be friends, associates, family members that you hang out with or see as solid people, right? Are they people who hold you down, who lift you up and make you feel important when you're around? Are they people who, when you need advice, you can go and say, hey, you know what? I'm struggling with this thing and I need some solid advice. Or I just went through this bad breakup. So-and-so did me dirty. I need some comfort. I need some support. Do you have those people in your space? Or are you questioning people's intentions? Are you looking at the people that you're around and asking yourself, what do they really want from me? Right? Like, why is this person here? When they come around, you feel a different kind of vibe from them. They're kind of shady, right? Like, because we have some of those people, and some people's intentions are admirable and they're obvious. But we also have those people who they're like snakes. I like to use this analogy a lot. I use it in my book, Love Is Not Lost. Are we surrounded by the snakes, not the rattlesnakes, because you can hear those coming, but the cobras, right? The ones that sit up and smile in your face. You can't hear them, but as soon as you see them, they smiling, dead in your eyes, looking at you, you know, and you feel like, you know, these people, okay, they mean me good, you know, they here for me, they got my back, but when something goes down, where are they? Where are they when I really need them? Where are they when I'm having a bad day? You know, there was a point in my life where I was surrounded by people who wanted to see me fall. Like they wanted to be celebrated when I was at my lowest point. And it's the craziest thing because you can be the nicest person. You can be good to everybody. But you still have people around you who, for whatever reason, they want to see you fall. They don't want to see you happy. And I don't know if that's just human nature, that some of us are just programmed that way, to where the people around us have to be as miserable as they are, right? Like there's no happiness in their life at all. Their only happiness is seeing other people miserable, seeing other people fall. I don't get it, I don't understand it, but I mean, it is what it is. You know, and I was surrounded by those people for a long time. When I was in my abusive relationship, it was the energy from certain people was like, yes. You know, I am so glad to see you going through this. It's like, well, why? What did I do to you? Right? It is the strangest thing. So when you look at the people around you, what kind of vibe do they send off? Because energy transfers. Energy transfers. So when you're surrounded by negative people, and then you're wondering why you're having such a bad day or why you're in such a bad mood, that's why. Because the people around you are negative. They're snakes, right? They're the Cobras. And you are sitting wondering, like, yo, what did I do to you? Why are you so mad? Right? And I am so glad that I have gotten to the point to where the people in my life are amazing. They celebrate me and my accomplishments. Like they are joyous. The energy is top notch, right? And for one, it's because I don't allow negative energy in my space anymore. So that's one thing that we all need to understand is we allow certain people in our space and wonder why our life is not going the way that we want it to. It's because we are allowing certain things. But when you would stop allowing people with negative energy, with bad intentions, with just horrible attitudes, and stop making excuses for these people, because that's another thing that we have a bad habit of doing. And when I say we, I'm talking about society as a whole, right? Like we see people and we love them and we want to show them love because we know that they are in a bad space for whatever reason. And we feel like, okay, well, if I just can show you some love and some compassion, maybe that'll help you. It doesn't work that way. It really doesn't. Like we have to get out of that mindset of trying to fix people and trying to help everybody, right? Because people are people. And until they see the things that they're doing and the way that they're living their life is not healthy and is really falling in on other people and affecting other people, there's nothing you can do for them. So what you have to do is protect yourself, right? You have to make sure that you are vigilant, first of all, that you are watching the people around you. And yes, we should feel safe when we are surrounded by people who love us and care about us. But the unfortunate part about that is, although people say it, they don't always mean it. And then we look up and we're getting stabbed in the back by the people that we trusted. And now we're disappointed. And now we have trust issues. I've been there too, right? Because I was surrounded by people who laughed at my downfall, who celebrated when I was hurting. And it's like now I'm surrounded by so much love. Sometimes it's overwhelming, honestly. But I am surrounded by people who are there to protect me, to shield me from all of those negative people, from all of those people who meant me harm, and for no good reason, right? But there's never a good reason to harm someone, to hurt someone's feelings, to celebrate when they're down. We all have our moments where we are not feeling our best. We all have our moments where we feel like the world is just closing in on us. And in those moments, we need backup, right? We need our village to come in and help us and wrap their arms around us and let us know, like, hey, it's okay. We're here for you. Not beat you down, because they're miserable. And some people are just like that. And it's truly unfortunate. But some of them hide it very well, right? So it's hard to distinguish who's there for you and who's against you. And sometimes we have a reverse. Real talk, like sometimes the people that we think are really there, to hurt us or are envious of us or jealous of us, they're really inspired by us. They really want to just watch and see our journey so they can take notes and understand what they need to do to elevate. While the people that, you holding on to elbow to elbow, they're the ones that's really like, yeah, I can't wait till you fall. I can't wait till you on your knees so I can laugh. Right? So we have to be very careful about who we surround ourselves with, even family. Because, there is a saying, and it is so true. The closest ones to us, right? So you have to watch your back. You have to be selective with who you allow in your circle. You have to be selective with who you trust with information. You have to be selective with who you embrace, right? With who you tell your darkest secrets to, with who you allow into your safe space. You have to be very careful, right? And don't look at everyone as evil or as the bad guy until you really know what their intentions are. Because sometimes it is obvious. Sometimes people are just up to no good, and it's very clear, right? But sometimes it takes a little monitoring and a little studying and a little, observation to say, okay, maybe they're not so bad. Because I've had those people too. I've had those people who, when I was coming out of my dark moments with my abusive relationship, when I was coming out of my bouts with alcoholism, when I was coming out of my bouts of low self-esteem and low self-image, I had people coming to me who I never would have thought that they would one day be my support system, right? And some of the people who I thought would have been there, they weren't there. So be careful and stay vigilant and don't take anything for granted, right? Don't assume anything, and don't just look at because you guys have been friends for so long, or y'all blood and bone, or this person gives good advice sometimes, that they really have your back, because that may just be a ploy to get close to you. There's another saying that trust no one. And that's a tough way to live. It really is, because we have to trust somebody, right? We have to allow somebody close to us, because we all need somebody. That's why there's not just one person that was created. They were created with a partner, and then more people, and more people. Now we're fully populated, right? Because we need people, we need companionship, we need friendship, but it has to be loyal. It has to be loyal, and we have to learn to recognize it for what it is, and we have to accept people for who they are at the same time, right? Because it's hard. It's hard, especially when they're close to us. It really is, because we don't want to believe that this person over here is really out to get us. is really just take their spy, right? They're really a spy. For who, I don't know. But they're taking notes to see how they can break you down at the ankles, right? So just be careful with who you trust and who you surround yourself with. And, allow yourself to be a little vulnerable, because we all need that as well. We need a balance, but not too vulnerable to where you're a sucker, right? To where you're just accepting everything and everybody. We don't want to do that either, right? But watch who you hang around, watch your circle, right? Make sure that the people that are around you are celebrating you, are lifting you up, are motivating you, are serving a purpose. When we say, I don't want to use you. Yes, you have to use people, but not in a bad way. Everyone around you needs to be useful. They need to be there to support you. They need to be there to comfort you. They need to be there for you to have someone to talk to confide in, right? When I say use, I'm not talking about, use in a bad way or in a negative way. But everyone in your circle should be useful on some level, right? Don't look at the term useful as some negative, term or anything, because it's not. It's all in how you use it, but everyone around you should be serving a purpose. They should be celebrating your triumphs and there to comfort you on your bad days. If you have a business, they should be one of your biggest supporters. Whether it's buying something from you or sharing your information or referring people to you, right? If you don't have a business and it's just in life, when you have your bad days or you're going through a bad breakup or you lost someone close to you, whatever it is, the people in your space should be serving the purpose of uplifting you, of supporting you, celebrating you, making you feel special. And you should be doing the same. Don't let it be one-sided. Because we get the energy that we give. That goes both ways. We cannot expect to have good, solid friendships and relationships if we are not solid people ourselves. I think that's also somewhere that we get kind of lost because we want everything, but we don't give anything in return. So you also have to be that person. You also have to be the good friend. You also have to be the good cousin, the good sister, the good brother, right? The good father. You have to be that as well. You can't just take. Because the world is already full of takers. We don't need any more. Right? Especially when you want healthy relationships. So you also have to be a good person. So make sure you watch who you're surrounding yourself with and watch your own actions as well. Because there has to be a balance. There has to be a give and take. Be vulnerable, but don't be naive. Allow yourself room for mistakes, for misunderstandings, because they happen. But also understand that people are people, and you need to know who the people are that you have in your life, good or bad. If you're going to accept them for the bad, then accept them for the bad, but understand that that's who they are. If you're going to accept and appreciate the good, then accept and appreciate the good and understand that's who you are. That's who they are. If you are a good person, embrace that and know that that's who you are. If you are a negative person, a negative Nancy as they call them, embrace it, accept it. And if you don't like it, change it. But accept it for what it is. And if you have things that can be changed, do it. But surround yourself with people that celebrate you, that inspire you, that motivate you. Not with people who are just looking for you to fall and looking to celebrate when you're on your knees, right? Be aware of your circle at all times and accept people for who they are, because you can't change them. You can only change yourself.